just wanna realize the future, realize the future, realize the future. I'm gonna realize the future, realize the future, realize the future. She just wanna realize the future, realize the future, realize the future. How's it going, people? It's Devon once again, bringing you another daily dose of insight and motivation. And today, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about transformation. All right, we about to transform, metamorphosis. We go into another level. Okay, so let's jump right to it. Transformation, right? First, in order to talk about transformation, we need to understand what it means to transform, right? So transform. The definition of transform is to make a thorough or dramatic change in the form, appearance, or character of. Okay, and transformation, why do we even need to transform? Have you ever been at some place, a position, a circumstance, a situation in your life that you no longer desire to be in? We all have been there before. But see, now we're not talking about staying there. We're not talking about dwelling on it, none of that stuff. We're talking about how to get from where we are to where we want to be, becoming the best version of ourselves, being the person that we've always wanted to be, doing the things that we've always wanted to do, and having whatever it is that we have always wanted to have. So let's talk about transformation, right? Transformation. And what I want to do in this video is give you guys a affirmation. This is a powerful affirmation, man. A powerful affirmation. And you guys know, when you combine idea and thought energy and you mix that with emotion, right? Idea, thought, energy, and emotion, boom. And you put those together, that is going to result in your manifestation, right? You have your idea, you have your thought, whatever that is for you. In this case, we're going to transform something, okay? So let's just get to it, right? This is so powerful because you can use it with anything. Any emotion, anything that you're trying to transmute or transform, you can use it. Whether you're trying to go from a state of blindness, a state of confusion to clarity. If you're trying to go from a poverty mindset to wealth and abundance, prosperity. If you're trying to go from shyness to confidence, to courage, to boldness. If you're trying to go from indecision to being more assertive, right? Being a faster, a quicker decision maker, and being more confident in your own decisions. This affirmation will help you in any of those aspects because it is simply just the energy of transmuting, transforming where you are to where you want to be, right? And so the affirmation starts like this. I'm going to give you guys the affirmation. The affirmation starts like this. I now transform my mind, okay? I now transform my mind, okay? Already by saying that, your brain is already starting to release certain electrochemical signals that is saying, okay, we are getting ready to make a change. We are getting ready to transform. We are getting ready to make a thorough or dramatic change in the form, appearance, or character of XYZ. And you being the captain of your ship, you being the master of your fate, you decide what that XYZ is. You decide what that is. I now transform my mind. So let's talk about the person who wants to create a more wealthy or abundant, opulent mindset, right? He's going to say, I now transform my mind to money and opulence. I now transform my mind to money and opulence. I now transform my mind to money and opulence. What are we doing here? Okay, now that affirmation is taking care of so many things for you. It's taking care of the acknowledgement of where you are. It's taking care of your acknowledgement of where you want to go to money and opulence, and it's making the transition for you, right? So you're not having to think of all those extra factors. It's, no, I now transform my mind to money and opulence. I now transform my mind to clarity and wisdom. I now transform my mind to confidence and boldness. I now transform my mind to What do you want? Who do you want to be? What do you want to do? What do you want to have? Start right now. Use this affirmation right now to transform your mind, to be the person that you want to be, to do the things that you want to do, and to have whatever it is that you want to have. I now transform my mind. Right? And now we talk about, okay, well, you have lived 20, 25, 30, however long, however many years with certain beliefs in your mind. And just saying this affirmation 3 times is not going to flip the switch right away. Now, understand that you have started a very powerful momentum that is now in your favor. Because if you were, let's continue on the theme of money. If you were continuing to think that money is hard to come by, that money doesn't grow on trees, you got to work so hard to get money. Whenever you get money, it's always going to leave you. Any of those limiting beliefs, any of those thoughts that now we choose to no longer agree with, you have assigned the contract with those thoughts all the way up until now. And now you're deciding to just burn up the contract, to get rid of the contract, right? Your brain, your mind, your subconscious mind, your body is going to require you to do a little more work to see if you're truthful, if you're honest about this change that you want to make. It's going to test you. It's going to see, wait, do you really want to do this? Right? You ever heard of, maybe you have a friend who has a problem with smoking, and he's been trying to get rid of this habit for a very long time. And the day that he decides, to stop smoking or whatever the situation is, maybe a friend comes by with a pack and says, hey man, you want a cig? You want to smoke, man? And it's like, just an hour ago, I just made the decision to stop this. And now it's being brought back into my reality because your universe, your body, your subconscious mind is trying to test. It's not necessarily test, but it really wants to see if that's what you want. It really wants to check and make sure. And you have to be the one to 100% be like, yeah, I'm done with that. I'm transforming my mind. That is the old me, and that person is dead. This is the new me, and this is the person that I am cultivating now. I now transform my mind. You're transforming your mind in that moment. You're transforming your mind. Okay? So, the affirmation, I now transform. What can this affirmation be used for? Anything. Transform your mind from any state of being that you are currently in right now to the state of being that you choose to be in. To the state of being that you choose. Whatever it is. And then you say the affirmation over and over and over and over again, right? And so, how can we make this affirmation faster? How can we make the change happen faster? It seems like everyone wants that idea. Fast speed. Well, if that's what you're in it for, then your journey is going to be much harder than someone who has the idea of, wow, this is something that could definitely help my life. This is something that if I practice this, it's going to help me in other areas as well, too. It's going to help me in the area of dedication. It's going to help me in the area of focus and single-mindedness, right? It's going to help me in the area of consistency. It's going to help me in the area of memory and prioritization. Like, do we forget about all those other things? But sometimes we're so caught up in the desire, that's why you never get it. And then you search and you look around for, how come this hasn't manifested yet? How come God hasn't answered my prayer? How come this? How come this? Because you really don't trust. You really don't have faith. And that's the building block right there. But if you use this affirmation, I now transform, and you don't give yourself a deadline, you say, okay, I'm now going to transform my mind to money and opulence. I'm going to create a wealthy mindset. And I'm not going to stop until I'm wealthy, until I have millions in the bank, or until whatever that number is for you. I encourage you to write it down. But if you go a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 30 days, and nothing has changed, don't give up. Don't stop. See, that's like you're 3 feet from gold. You go 30 days, and then maybe something does happen. Maybe you got fired from your job, right? And now you're stressed out. Now you're like, oh my gosh, I just got fired from my job. every morning I wake up and I say my affirmations. I look in the mirror, I say it to myself 5 times. I now transform my mind to money and opulence. I feel the feeling of what it will feel like to be financially free, financially stable, and not have to worry about money, be free about money. So I'm combining thought, I'm combining emotion, and that's going to make that idea, that thought, that emotion, whatever it is, that intention, more and more dense until it comes down to the physical and it physically manifests. And you get fired from your job and you're saying, oh my gosh, how could this happen? But you don't realize that the next day or the next week or so, you're going to be presented with a business opportunity that's perfect for you. You're one conversation, you're one phone call away from literally your life financially changing in ways that you never imagined. And you say it doesn't work, you blah, blah, blah. But you have to ask yourself, okay, do you really want that job? Are they paying you really what you believe you're worth? Are they getting you any closer to that number that you've written down? Maybe by the universe freeing you from this job, and the way that it happens, just your general manager find you, the universe freed you from this job so you can actually work on your talent. You can work on your skills. You can cultivate, your passion. Instead of giving 8 hours to building someone else's dream, now you can give that time to build your own dream. When you come into this spiritual life, your inner eyes are going to start opening to certain events, circumstances, situations like this that happen, and you'll be able to see the eagle eye vision of them, the bird eye view of them, and how they're actually working in your favor. The universe is always working in your favor. If you're transforming your mind to money and opulence, don't stop. The universe is working in your favor ever since day one. Now, it take you a week, may take you a month, may take you 6 months, however long. But you know it's going to happen. You know it's going to happen. Because if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. You know it's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. And the more thought energy, the more emotional energy that you put into it, the denser and denser is that idea, that intention is getting, until boom, it pops. It's like blowing air into a balloon. I talked about this in one of my videos. Eventually, after you keep on blowing more and more air into the balloon pops. That's when your manifestation, boom, is here on the physical. It comes from the metaphysical down to the physical. After you put so much thought energy and emotional energy into it. So use this affirmation. I now transform my mind to money and opulence, whatever it is. I now transform my mind to clarity. I now transform my mind to confidence. I now transform my mind to making good decisions. I now transform my mind to being healthy. I now transform my mind to being a non-smoker. I now transform my mind to caring more about myself. I now transform my mind to love. See? You can do this with anything. And I guarantee you, whatever it is, continue and stay strong in it. And you will see that aspect of your life grow more and more every single day. As I always say, continue to realize where you are now. Realize where you have been. And now, realize the future. Woo! I now transform my mind.